Welcome once again to a special Hot Action Team News at Now report. I'm Cale Black, your Hot Action Team News Team lead reporter. As usual, we are bringing you all the news and all the now with a ton of hot, steamy action. And in the political world right now, nothing is hotter and more actiony than Donald J. Trump. Since coming onto the political stage last year like a chestburster from Alien, Trump has managed to become the Republican frontrunner in the 2016 presidential race. Your Hot Action Team News Team was on hand during the February 26 rally in Oklahoma City to see just what the hype is about and to talk to some of Trump's supporters to find out why they support a reality television star and a real estate mogul with no prior political experience for president. The evening's events started off with a bang as South Carolina pastor Mark Burns worked to get the crowd fired up. First, by saying things that were slightly ridiculous.
And he has declared to the whole world that Christianity is under attack. But he declared the day he gets into the White House, Christians will again have a friend in the White House.
And then by saying things that were extremely ridiculous.
Donald Trump loves babies, and he is going to make sure when he gets to the White House, marriage will be between one man and one woman.
There was a palpable sense of unease during the pastor's speech. As you could tell, the overwhelmingly white crowd wanted to respond to the man's enthusiasm, but at the same time seemed to be uncomfortable at having such good, positive feelings elicited by, well, a black man. This was followed by New Jersey Governor Chris Christie taking the stage to say a few words about his apparent new best friend, Donald Trump, and not in any way appear to be begging for a vice presidential or cabinet position.
America needs a strong leader who's going to restore American strength around the world, and Donald Trump is that man. America needs a strong leader at home to restore jobs and American confidence to our people, and Donald Trump is that man. Donald Trump is that man. Trump is that man. Donald Trump is that man. And that man is Donald Trump. The Republican Party needs a leader who will make sure that Hillary Rodham Clinton never gets within 10 miles of the White House. And Donald Trump is that man. When we get a strong leader in the White House and not the hand-wringing guy we have in the White House right now. Can you imagine the whiplash? The whiplash that America's enemies are going to feel when they go from a weakling like Barack Obama to a man of strength like Donald Trump. And let's have one more message for someone who's had a pretty big mouth today. Marco Rubio, your campaign is almost over, buddy. I just want to remind Senator Rubio one thing. He may be confused about this, but President of the United States is not a no-show job like he's treated the United States Senate.
He starts talking trash about The Rock.
Donald Trump represents strength, and Marco Rubio represents Washington, D.C.
His name is
Donald Trump.
And finally, after all the waiting and the opening acts, we got the main event, Donald J. Trump himself. Trump gave a rousing speech, focusing on policy and giving detailed plans for exactly how he would make America great again. I am, of course, just kidding. Trump's speech covered what appeared to be his typical talking points of personal insults.
The one guy in Florida, he's down 20 points, Rubio. I was on the stage in New Hampshire during one of the debates. I watched a meltdown like I've never, ever seen. And it was Chris grilling Marco Rubio. This guy was sweating so badly. Oh. Last night, I saw him backstage with makeup where he's taking it with a trowel and putting it on.
Inciting the crowd to violence against the media.
You know these numbers, where they come from? Well, they come from phony newspapers, because these people back here, the media, they are the most dishonest people anywhere that I've ever seen.
Utterly insane ideas.
We are going to build the wall, you know that, right? Mexico is going to pay for the wall, they're going to pay, 100%. And now you have the migration. And we have certain politicians that want to bring people in, thousands and thousands of people from the migration they're not coming here, folks. And when they do come in, we have no choice. We have to send them back. We're going to have to send them back. We don't know where they are. We don't know where they come from. We don't know who they are. We'll build a safe zone over in Syria. We'll do something. I'll get the Gulf states to pay for it.
And blatant pandering to the crowd.
For instance, on the border, I love you too, darling. Who said that? Stand up. Let me see. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. On the border, thank you. What a great group. I love Oklahoma. All of a sudden, people realized I was right. Tremendous crime. You have Kate in San Francisco, who was killed. Kate. In the good old days, law enforcement acted a lot quicker than this. And in all fairness, I love the police, they're the greatest. But
after speaking for close to an hour, Trump wrapped up his speech by staying true to his plan so far and not actually saying anything substantive. Immediately after the rally, your Hot Action News team caught up with a number of attendees to see exactly what made them want to support the Donald.
What ideas specifically do you like?
Our schools. He wants to look more into our schools. He wants us to be smart, but not politically smart. It's okay not for all of us to be smart.
Mine was the schools. I liked his better.
And keeping the Second Amendment is good.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Taking Hillary out. Yeah.
I believe that him and the Second Amendment, and he can make it stand better and more recognizable with it.
And the wall. The wall is very.
You like the wall?
The wall is a very good idea.
And taking care of Obamacare too.
Taking care of it how?
Like getting rid of it and like helping us out more with our future and like health and our just
giving
being
us
better.
Jobs.
What do you guys do?
I go to school.
What school?
Ada High.
Ada High. Coming from Ada, are you?
I take GE classes at Chickasaw.
Okay. Anything that you would say to him if you could say something to Donald right now?
To help our schools, because our schools are getting cut, the budgets, and 2 of my teachers have gotten fired, the special ed teachers, and I just think it's crap.
And just really thank you for what he's doing, and he's just correcting all of our old mistakes and just making everything better.
Oh, well, I've been into politics since I was younger, and Trump is my man. He's why I've been looking forward to run for president, and I figured since he was close to where we had family, I had to come see him while I had the chance. I'd say how strong he is, not being politically correct, not worrying about what others think of his strong opinions. He's not afraid to say what he wants when he wants, especially at the debates. He stands up to the moderators. He stands up to Washington, D.C., and the politicians that have got us into these problems that we're in. And he's not the same old politician that can be bought by lobbyists and special interests, and he self-funds his campaign.
His ideas and what he wants to change in America and make everything great again, turn it around after what Obama has done. It is a mess.
What specifically do you guys like policy-wise from him in terms of the stuff you talked about tonight or anything else?
Well, the jobs and the illegal aliens.
I'd say in terms of policy, his tax plan, making less than $50,000 a year when you're married, no income tax, making less than $25,000 a year when you're single, no income tax, banning Muslims from entering the U.S., they're not citizens right now, and building the wall in Mexico, and his health plan to repeal and replace Obamacare.
Can you tell me a little bit about why you came here and what you wanted to get out of coming?
I wanted to show my support to Trump because he has opened a voice for the silent majority, and he got the people's voice out there, that there are some matters that we consider a priority that the other candidates are too busy, with special interest groups and making promises, and not dealing with real issues like national security and the borders. Mexicans, even by bringing them, the ones here in this country, by bringing the jobs back here, because he's right about more and more jobs going to China. I mean, it's been phenomenal under Obama that we have outsourced more than ever in U.S. history. So I really liked Cruz, but I mean, he is just, you know, even he was for Syrian refugees coming here, and Trump got the other candidates to start flipping to listen to what the people are saying, and they're not being honest, but it was Trump that came up with what the people want, and it's what we want and not what the politicians want.
Is there anything you like about him personally or that draws you to him personally?
Well, I named a rabbit when I was young after him, a show rabbit.
And are you guys Trump supporters, or did you just come here to kind of see what was going on?
I support Trump. I'm hoping that he's going to say and do everything that he says he's going to do. But at the same time, we all know that everybody says they're going to do what they're going to do, and, well, it never happens in the long run. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Bottom line is, our country is... It's basically, it's a company. So who better to run a company than somebody who's been running a company and running things for years? I like that he stands for the veterans. I like that he's not gonna. He's gonna make sure that homeless people have somewhere to go. Bottom line is, I like the fact that he's a good businessman.
Support for veterans, big one. Immigration, obviously, wanting to take control of what's going on down at the southern border. His willingness to stand up to ISIS and do what needs to be done. Just all together, on every aspect, he's ready to man up. Instead of cower down, he's ready to do what needs to be done.
I concur.
Even a wall isn't going to prevent this stuff, especially like his policy on drugs. I like that he wants to fight drugs, but they go underground with that stuff. I've watched the shows, people have. So, but still, someone who's willing to do it, that's sending a message like, we're serious about this now. And if he makes Mexico pay for it, that's awesome. How can you beat that, man? Especially if our trade deficits with Mexico are what they are. Time to stand up. As I said, if you like the money that you're getting from us, then you're going to take a little bit less and pay for this wall. Sounds smart, genius to me.
For commentary on Trump's controversial and in no way ludicrous plan to build a wall between U.S. and Mexico while forcing the Mexican government to pay for it, we now turn to our special Hot Action Team News correspondent, El Luchador.
Si ya tienes la oportunidad por el campeonato, no creas que soy presa fácil. 19 defensas me avalan y los mejores luchadores del Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre han pasado sobre este personaje, Sangre Azteca.
Unfortunately, we were not able to secure an interview with Mr. Trump himself. In lieu of that, we drew a face on this orange and asked it some tough questions. But, unfortunately, it refused to answer our questions, instead insisting that Mexico would answer the questions in English, and that it needed to get back to being a winner. And that wraps up our coverage of Donald Trump's Oklahoma City rally. If we learned one thing during this Pulitzer Prize-worthy investigation, it's that we are totally a legitimate news organization because we have the press passes to prove it. Join us next time for more hot action than you can handle on the Hot Action Team News. Good night and good luck.